Milwaukee Mile. Now our supercars go faster by far, but still we compete for that podium place. If you got what it takes to weather the stakes, get down to the grid and win us a race. Milwaukee Mile, Milwaukee Mile, Milwaukee Mile, Milwaukee Mile. Gotta get down to the race if you wanna win first place. Milwaukee Mile. Milwaukee Mile.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
You think you've got what it takes?
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life will be forever. That's my long time. But I'm gonna say it's something else.
2 decades have shaped the world.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Hello and welcome. And if you're new, welcome more. And if you're not, welcome back. We're here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile with the TNT boys. Once again, going to get this show started. TNT Productions is bringing you the live spectacle that I'm guaranteeing you is going to be one that you're not wanting to miss. I'm Big Al. I'll be up in the booth joined by none other than my homie Sean Signori, Siggy. And we got Coach down behind the booth, pushing all of the buttons, keeping us live and on time. Siggy, how goes it?
Going good, man. Looking forward to tonight. These drivers out here, they know this car like the back of your hand, and I expect 2-3 wide for most of the night. It's going to be pretty exciting out here.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing I think that is going to keep everybody on their feet, both at home and in the stands, is the fact that you're going to see 3 wide by 3 wide. You're going to, not just the first row, but you're going to have the second row that's going to be 2 wide, then probably another 3 wide behind it. And all of these guys are jockeying for the same spot. That's going to be the top dog on the hill.
Lots of room on this track as well. You know, you can run up high, you can run through the middle, you can run on the bottoms, especially in these cars. So I expect these guys to use every inch possible. At least they have been in practice, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We've been watching the leaderboard, names like Victor Aldrich and Nadia Camargo. Also with James Watson. Then speaking of that, Camargo actually coming off of a win just last week. But you see Watson still sits on top of that leaderboard with 4 wins and 183 points. Camargo's second, Shire in third. Menzies fourth. Fifth place, Brian Labarge. Simon fell in fourth. Mr. Aldrich in seventh. Eighth, Long. Bernardi in ninth. In 10th place, it's going to be none other than Mr. Miller.
Camargo's only, 50 points back. That is 2 bad races. If he can get James to have 2 bad races in a row, next thing you know, he's right back into this points rush race.
Yeah, Naiji has definitely been putting down some pretty spectacular times. We've been watching these guys throughout practice, and hell, you even got down there and drove a little bit yourself. How does the track feel, and how did it feel running amongst these guys down there?
Well, these guys, they're pretty fast, and it was a lot of fun racing side by side with a few of them out here in practice. And the cars feel pretty good, especially, this track is tough, and that wall creeps up on you, and the cars get tight, and then they get loose. And some of these guys have had problems with the rear breaking out and spinning. So, the car is not a given tonight. They're still working on these setups right now as we speak. So it's going to be quite interesting to see who nails that setup the best and who's able to maybe bring the car home clean. With some of these accidents I've seen in practice, I don't think these guys are going to be getting around full throttle, nice and easy Sunday drive style like they do at some of these other oval tracks in this car.
Yeah, speaking of Sunday drive, a little bit of a haze or slight fog going on there on the racetrack. Look at the look here at our track facts, track configuration at 1 mile. That's why they call it the Milwaukee Mile. They got 3 sets of tires behind the wall. This is a 60-minute event. Air temperature is going to be 65 degrees with 72 on the street. Winds out of the northeast at 17 miles per hour under partly cloudy skies. I think that right there is about what you need to see for a race like this tonight, eh?
I'd say so. It's pretty favorable conditions out here for driving a race car. A lot better than 120 degrees, that's for sure. Milwaukee's the oldest racetrack in the country, so there's a lot of history here, and a lot of these guys, it's a special place to run, and they're looking forward to racing at such an esteemed place tonight.
Yeah, indeed, and we are definitely waiting to kick it off because I don't think anybody's more excited about this than I am, because I can't wait to see it as warm-up is coming to a close, getting ready to kick this thing off into qualification. And then once qualification is done, we're going to take a step away, and man, I can't wait to get the race started.
It's going to be tight out there from start to finish, man. I'll tell you that.
This is, sometimes when you get the book, you just want to I just want to read the club notes, or I just want to, go to. This is one that I think, I know this is one that you're going to want to watch every lap, because you want to see the pit strategies play out. You're going to want to see just how these guys are going to be going hard at it, because there's not going to be a lot of conservation. I don't think you're going to see a lot of single file racing here tonight. I think a lot of guys have a good shot at winning this thing, and I think a lot of guys are going to try to do just that.
I'd have to agree with you here. We are watching, I believe that's J.W. Miller. Pretty cool looking Castrol car, I must say. Castrol cars always look good, right, Big Al?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up on watching the Castrol cars. And plus, can't forget my main man, John Force, who actually made me put Castrol in my car. Just saying.
Castrol car almost won the race last Sunday. Brad Keselowski in his 6 car. JW with the number 6 as well. Brad came one corner away from almost stealing that show. Don't think a Castrol car's ever won in the Cup Series.
Alt lap times are starting to come in. Still going to wait and see how this is going to stack up on the leaderboard. Victor Aldrich still with the fastest outlap so far.
Simon Fell on your screen now. Got himself a cool little STP car, Richard Petty style. Never go wrong with that.
The King. Do you know that Richard Petty's last race was Jeff Gordon's first race?
Yes, sir. You know who won that race?
Not Jeff Gordon.
Awesome Bill.
Elliott.
Yes, sir. That was the race he raced Kulwicki for the championship.
$1 million bill.
$1 million bill, that's for sure. Now he's got $1 million kids.
Right.
Multi-million-dollar.
Victor Aldrich getting it done on top of the leaderboard right there. We're watching his 20. That doesn't make sense. The 595 is faster than a 601.
Yeah, I don't get that either. Right now, I got Nish Camargo on top, but right, showing him second on the board, but he is on top with a 29.59. Victor
Well,
with a 600 flat. You don't see that often. Okay, Kobe coming in. The man, Wizard of Oz coming in with behind the curtain telling us what's what. I'd say he's about right.
He said it's an average of their 3 laps. So it looks like the 3 lappers are over, which means just like that, qualifying's over. And Victor Aldrich is going to be on top of that board. Naiji Camargo's going to be second. So with that, we'll go ahead and take a step away and get ready, and we'll be back with the lineup in tonight's race.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Guess who's back? Back again. That's right, it's us. We're back. Go ahead and hit that button, subscribe, ring the bell. We need all the help we can get. Somebody on that front row is going to be Victor Aldrich with Naiji Camargo lining up beside him on the outside. Next, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. James Watson. He'll be joined aside by J.W. Miller. Fifth place shows West Shire. He has Michael Long on his outside. Simon Fell is going to be popped up with Murray Papani on his outside. And rounding out the top 10, you're going to have Miles Morse and Connor Menzies. Brian LaBarge is going to round out this 11-car field. I think is definitely what we got down there. That's what we're seeing.
Oh, Drew Bernardi's also out here, and I decided to grid up.
Did Drew make the grid?
Yes, Drew's out here with me right now. Yeah. So we got Drew Bernardi in that 86. He's actually a pretty quick driver. He'll be very interesting to watch throughout the course of this race. And I'm out here just doing my James Watson impersonation.
Oh, so wait, so you're actually in the car? You took the grid?
Yeah, I was just like I said, just might go out here just try to get a feel for the race before hopping back up there just to learn a little bit more.
Hey, Roger that, guys. The guy that's going to be just totally demolishing people's hopes and dreams down on the racetrack tonight, none other than John Signori, the Siggy. So we'll be watching the Siggy to see how well he does. Now, if you start falling back too much, I'm just going to keep it up here because, we can't have you distracted down there, especially if you're doing your best James Watson impersonation. Lights are off on the pace car. He is off and away as we are well headed into green flag. Green flag's out. And the 3 wide's going to start right here. It's going to be a drag of races. You do have Simon Phil trying to make his way up the middle, but on the lead is going to be Victor Aldrich. He is going to take that whole shot. James Watson is going to be coming in close behind him. Watson definitely feeling himself tonight, wanting to get up front, not wasting any time. 2 wide behind. Further back in the field, still 2 abreast. Not yet a 3 wide situation, but I got a feeling it's on its way. James Watson now looking down to the inside. He's going to be making his moves, setting up for a pass on Victor Aldrich. Watson right now going to get that done easily. Now you're watching to see if Aldrich can actually pull back up on the outside and counter the move. So far he has the notion. He has that lead. Watson, though, not to be denied, he is going to get that drive off, and he is going to secure first spot, but not for long because here comes Wes Shire. Shire now diving down to the inside. He wants a shot at what's going on as well. Watson's still up high, having to make the outside work as Shire's down on the inside. Shire's still there, not clear. Watson getting clear now. He is clear all the way. Going to come down in front of that Shire car. Aldrich now going to go ahead and fall back to third for now, but he has Naiji Camargo all over him, who has none other than the Castro J.W. Miller all over his bumper. That's how the top 5 looks.
These guys are going at it for that lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting to thin out a little bit, fanning out. Everybody's now getting into that single file condition, but the battle for the lead rages on. Wes Shire showing a look, not actually able to get it done. He's going to pop back up to the outside, try to make the high side work, diving back down to the inside again. Watson's a little bit further off this time, but look at the momentum he carries going around the outside. Right there, they're wheel to wheel, door to door, coming down the line. Watson's going to be up on the edge there just a little bit, but going into the corner, they go side by side again. Victor Aldrich just sitting back waiting. He is looking for an opportunity as both drivers kind of wash up. Aldrich now going to take his move downside, 3 wide for the lead. Aldrich is looking for it. He is down now on the inside line. Shire is going to be in the middle with Watson up high.
What an aggressive move down into turn 1.
Happen. Yeah, Aldrich definitely still trying to make it stick there into turn 1. Pushing Wes Shire to have to do business on the high side. We've seen the drivers on the high side not get the drive off that was as solid as the guys doing down in the low side tonight. Watson now regrouping. He is trying to come back up. And just like that, we have a 4th. Naiji Camargo, he is going to come now. And this is going to be a bona fide 4-way for the lead. Second place side by side. That's Wes Shire and James Watson. Giving Victor Aldrich just a little bit of breathing room. So he's actually able to drive off probably for the first time in a long time. But Watson not to be denied as he watches Shire dive down on the inside. Watson's going to go up high. He's going to be following our leader, Victor Aldrich. Shire trying to do what he can. He stays up high. Now he's going to be diving down to the inside. Ooh. Aldrich thought about closing the door. Didn't have the pinch that he needed. So he's going to go high. Shire going to stay low. Going to try to get a drive to the inside. It's almost a crossover there as Watson just kind of caddies in the middle, looking for any opportunity as the leaders still battle. Aldrich off to just a slight lead there as Watson still waiting in the shadows, if you will. but it is side by side coming off of the turn, going across the start-finish line. Hey, picture perfect on the line right there. Shire diving down to the inside, starting to try his hand to see if he can pinch that turn and get it going, but just what? On the high side, here comes Victor Aldrich and a James Watson now. Watson actually little wing up to Finn as he is trying to get himself in there, because this battle for the lead is not going to go away. And just like that, while these guys are battling so intensely, Sean, we got more drivers that are showing up for the hunt.
I'd say so. I think I just might be one of them.
Just like that, very own Sean Signor, he has put his hat in the ring. Sean has moved up to 4th place. He's going to be on the inside of Watson right there.
Pretty fun racing right now. These guys all giving each other room. You know, we're racing pretty tight, but I would have no problem with this group of guys. They know what they're doing.
Indeed, the saluters get a little bit close, but not too close for comfort. Signor himself now dialed in right beside James Watson on the inside. Checkers up. Simon fell towards the back. He is going to fall back, but here we come once again. Victor Aldrich versus Wes Shire and Sean Signori now. He's going to throw his hat in the ring, put Signori second, getting a little bit tight on that inside line there. Going to cause him to wash up just a little bit. Think he might have pinched that one a little bit too tight. It's going to cost him just a little bit of drive off, but right there, side by side, you see it. Here's that drive off that high line has been getting, but Signor definitely closes the door that time, and he is going to solidify his 2nd place slot. Now that battle rages on for 3rd place as Watson still going to be going at it against Mr. Aldrich. That battle not yet complete, but Signori trying to break the draft there a little bit as he is chasing down our leader, Wes Shire. Shire enjoying some clean air for the minute. Further back, trouble ensues. Again, Simon fell. Not Simon fell. I believe that was Miles Morris. But just like that, we're getting a little bit more calm up front and a lot more hectic towards the back. Battle's heating up. From 3rd on back, had a 3-wide situation going just for a second for what would have been 4th place. Ooh. Lots going on. Little Wings zipping in, zipping out. Watson being pursued by Aldrich. Aldrich being pursued by Morris and Iaji. Now we got a battle for the lead. Johnson Orr going to be down on the inside, waiting and trying to see if he gets it out. Say, West Shire sideways. Just going to cause mass casualties throughout the field. Remember, there's no cautions, a lot to unpack. Shire drove that down deep in there, and boy, did she lose it as we see Watson coming by. He's out of camber. He's damaged. Whoa, there's a caution. There's a caution. All right. Caution's out for the first time tonight.
That was certainly a big crash. And like I alluded to in the qualifying, you know, the rear end kind of steps out on you and you're just a passenger. And I saw he hit that transition or just hit, you know, the certain point in the corner where it just stepped out on him. And, you know, with 15 cars behind us all packed up like that, some guys are just going to have nowhere to go. And, you know, that is just a bad deal with Wes getting loose in front of a pack of cars necessarily. And it's, you know, guys are gonna run into him. That's for sure.
Yeah, that definitely caused mass chaos. We got drivers still stuck together on the racetrack trying to get separated here. Ooh, a calamity. Well, at least one thing out of that, we did get a sure bona fide leader there, and that's that 74 car, Sean Signor. Sean, what are you thinking, man? Just, you really hadn't been in this that long. I mean, maybe 19 minutes. Are you pitting for tires, or are you going to hold what you got?
I'm going to come down, top off on some fuel. Might as well get the tires, too, while I'm at it. But because I don't think we're going to get many cautions in this deal. But the car felt really good. Was able to pass guys when I wanted to get around them. Felt pretty stuck to the ground. So I'm pretty happy with the situation here at the moment. I must say, better than I thought it was going to be pre-race.
Yeah, I definitely was not expecting what we saw there, but good solid pit stop.
Interesting that Drew and Nij Camargo stayed out. I think these guys are maybe playing a little bit of a fuel save game, something like that. But yeah, I felt like getting fuel right now at the moment was probably the best thing to do.
Well, definitely. That's why they call them strategies, and you are correct. Actually, a host of drivers not coming down pit road for service that time, but the two leaders, Nij Camargo as well as Drew Bernardi. Drew Bernardi started this thing all the way back in 12th place, has made himself up now to be in second place. He'll be starting on the outside of the pole here once this restart kicks off. So right now he is definitely going to be our biggest mover next to you, Sean.
Yeah, moved up pretty good there. He got him all the easy way, but he's I said watch out for Drew at the start of this race, and now he's one of these lucky four not into that crash. And we talked about it when we went through the point standings, how that 59 car, he's going to need a couple bad races out of James Watson to gain some points. And here we are. Got that bad race out of James Watson now sitting in the pits. So it'll be very interesting.
You know what I just realized? That they don't have a fast repair.
No, there is no fast repairs in this series, so those guys, they're going to have to carry that damage. And these open wheel cars, they don't carry damage very well either.
And it does not take much as the pace car doing his thing, leading a very, very weary field. He's been getting up and out of the way. There he goes in the fateful four, kicking it off here. Green flag. Nij Camargo doing exactly what he needs to do just now, just getting out front. Sean, you're just coming in nicely behind him.
They can't let him get away too fast.
We just lost the car. I do believe that was going to be Drew Bernardi that spun out.
Miles Moore in the 73 car, actually.
Miles in the 73 car. He's going to be the culprit. But remember, no caution. So now that's going to make that pack of four a pack of three. And there you can see him singing a song. Baby, come back. Too late. Smacks the wall, hard contact. We'll probably see him down pit road. That's not going to buff out. But, man, yeah, we can just kind of chill now. Chat and chill, just watching what's going on down pit road. Seeing if any of these guys are just going to call it. But just a lot of cars down there.
And 59 car definitely trying to take advantage of his low fuel, and seems like that's helping him drive away a little bit on these straights.
Yeah, definitely that lighter balance there is making that car a little bit faster. But for how long? The bottom line is, they call them strategies for a reason. A lot of folks' strategies ended tonight in tragedies. See what I did there? I like it.
Oh, yeah. Rhyming pretty good.
Yeah, I do. I don't try to rhyme like that a lot, but just trying to wordplay. It's Westshire now. On making his way by Drew Bernardi. Yeah, definitely Nij is enjoying the time that he is having right now. I mean, he ran a 26.797 that last lap. And you guys with fresher tires, that time you got him, Sean. Oh, and Sean goes bye-bye. Just like that. The 74 car spun out. He is going to be trying to get it back. Didn't look like you made any contact.
Yeah, I got a little loose, and Drew ran the back of me when I lifted, but he really didn't have anywhere to go. Just a little frustrating because we were closing in on the 59, but part of it.
Yeah, now they're kind of chasing the 73. As he is going to slide up. That car definitely still ill handling.
The car felt a lot different out there in that little bit of clean air too. The transition is so big between running in traffic and running by yourself. It's quite jarring.
Now, when you were up there and you were kind of like going down and back up, were you trying to break the draft?
I did that one time just to give James a little bit of draft.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily trying to break it. If anything, I would have stayed behind where the leader was to get his. But I saw James in a little middle of a 3 wide deal, so I figured I'd pull down and try to help him out a little bit.
That's admirable.
Thank you.
Still no cars back off for the piss train. But we have had, 4 drivers pull the plug on life support. Pompeani, Brian LaBarge, J.W. Miller, and Michael Long, those drivers who've elected to not continue here tonight. We got one car, though, that's down on pit road. And can we zoom in on a car on pit road? That's the last car on the line. Yeah. If like he came in with so many parts and pieces missing, I don't know what they're going to do to that. It was 3 tires? No, 1 tire. He's missing 3 tires. I guess he has a retirement plan.
Surprised that's not a too much damage, we're done situation. The driver's got to be damaged after a wreck like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's just, but yet the clock still ticketh. And speaking of clocks ticking, here comes James Watson having his damage fixed. Now he is going to come back out to join the field. Watson now is going to be scored some 13 laps down. We have 3 cars on the lead lap as
We got 4 on the lead lap, actually, with Miles is still out there on the lead lap.
Miles is on the lead lap. Victor Aldridge is following back. Miles Morse.
Drew Bernardi actually pulling off coming down pit road.
Six car, he is down pit road. This will be his initial stop. He did not pit under that last caution. .256 of Simon Fell. He is off and away. So we got more cars slowly starting to get going here. Ooh. Trying to get by Simon Fell there. Wait, that was a 73 car, wasn't it, of Drew Bernardi?
Yeah, that's Miles Morse.
Miles.
The guy who spun earlier in that run, yeah, so.
Here,
we're faster than these right now at the moment, so I'm just trying to get them in line and not run side by side here if we can't help it, you know?
Yeah, I just had what is that, an epiphany? Yeah, it'd work a lot better if I had traded paints out. Now I could actually see the difference between the cars. It's the little things. Watson back down pit road. Yeah, that car is just not even looking right. That right front tire is, I mean, his car's crooked. You know?
And maybe you try to go out there with still some optionals left to do.
Yeah.
And as you might know, Big Al, that can be a deadly move.
Yeah, especially with these cars. I mean, they really, it's not much to them. So they really kind of need to have everything working the right way. The 86 star looks like he is sideways on the track right now. Caught up there just inside of pit road. That's going to really hurt him, right?
I'd say so. Luckily, doesn't really have anybody breathing down his neck. He's one of the last 4 out here.
But he is no longer going to be there. He'll be trying to keep him going 3 laps down.
Still trying to close in on this leader, though.
Right now, the leader has a 10-second lead over you. But look, it's relative. I mean, true story. It's relative. Watson back out again. You know, she's still not looking like the prettiest. But I think right now that's going to be good enough, right? That
I'd
left
say
front
so.
tire is not going to wear. I mean, you can just look and see the problems that he's having controlling this thing.
He's about 2 laps behind Simon.
Yeah, that left front tire is not going to wear well. Yeah, I guess it's one of the times where you can kind of be glad that we don't have an updated tire model. Got a little breakout action there from Miles Morse. He was going to maybe want to lead the way just a little bit. Six cars back on the racetrack right now. That's pretty good. That's almost half the field.
Yeah, really not much happening out here at the moment, but James is still holding on to that thing. I give him credit. I don't know if I'd be out there driving around in that. I'm way too, I don't have the patience for that like James does here at the moment.
Yeah, you know, and I'm one that follows in your sentiments. I really like my car to be kind of perfect because I'm bad enough with a perfect car. Don't give me a wrecked car.
Yeah, sometimes I can't feel the damage unless I really am pushing it. That's when I feel damage.
Yeah, and it can change the entire rhythm as well. Watson, he is
leader on pit road.
His last lap was a 28.377. Yeah, the leader's on a different strategy than you are. So you'll definitely be able to make up some time here.
Might be hard to make up 10 seconds worth, but gonna have to try.
That's all you can do.
And who knows, maybe he has some problems on cold tires or something, so anything can happen still. But one thing is for sure, I will take the lead for the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, no matter what, you're still the new leader. Oh, just for a second there. Here comes Miles Morse. That was short-lived, but you're going to go back down to the inside again. Morse just laying in wait. And then right there, he caught you sleeping and kind of jumped your bones a little bit. Now, still side by side for the lead. Morse doing everything he can. You can just see how intently he is driving that car. Just trying to make it work. Sean still enjoying that position on the inside, making Morse work. But Morse doing just that. He is still there, trying to make that outside line work. Two drivers, similar pit stop times. And now you guys are going at it.
And I'm just going to let him go for the moment.
I mean, the goal is to try to diminish the time that the leader has on you guys, or, you know, to cut down that deficit to Naiji.
And I try to let him go, but he runs the very top, so I just don't get what else to do here at the moment other than try to get around him.
I think now you're going to get that break that you needed. He is falling way back now to 73 is.
Cost about a second to the 59, but, you know, can't help it all the time.
You know, you just got to try to do what you can. I was just wondering why you guys would be, you know, if anything, it's time to just let's try to make up time. There's a time to race like that. Just not that time.
Some drivers don't see the bigger picture sometimes. Not saying anything about Miles, but, you know, he will be out here in some of these races, and there are guys at Talladega that want to run side by side, and not get in the line, things like that. It's the iRacing specialty sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I always say you got to be available on the last lap if you want to win. If you're not available, they're probably not going to contact you. Only the cars that are running need apply, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, this race was actually rolling pretty quick there for the first, 10 laps or so. Pretty drastic move there. Dramatic move. For Miles.
It all seemed to end in one big fell swoop there, the race earlier.
I'm just watching. You guys will be coming up to lap traffic here. Watson electing to stay way high.
And he wanted no part of this.
Yes, it's actually entertaining just watching you and Morse go back and forth.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. As long as we make it fun.
73 car is determined not to be denied. You guys have been battling intently for some time now. How's that going to affect your tire wear or just your overall strategy, having to fight so hard here up front?
I'm really not fighting hard, to be honest. It might look harder than how we're actually fighting, but I feel like the tires go at a at a pretty basic pace. You know, no matter how hard you're driving with these cars, sometimes the car just feels weirder on low fuel, and there really isn't that big of a difference with something this slow sometimes between driving hard and not driving hard.
Okay.
There's just not enough forces to make the tire eat up more rubber necessarily compared to a cup car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. The tires get hot on go-karts.
That's true.
Got Miles actually making a pit stop here.
Morris making his what will seem to be last stop of the race. We're down to just 20 minutes. 20 minutes remaining.
I made my pit stop as well. Almost wrecked it on pit entry. Might want to get a replay of that.
You were live.
Actually gave me 2 minutes of damage earlier.
No time to get that fixed.
I had that contact. Yeah, right. When I had that contact with Drew, and the car feels relatively okay, so it's funny how it gave me that much. Now it'll be interesting to see if Nij actually can make it on fuel from where he pitted. I have a nagging feeling that he might not be able to. I got 5 seconds over Miles behind me, so I'm kind of happy I have that little bit of a buffer now.
Yeah, I don't think Nij is going to be able to make it either. Yeah, that's a good point.
The pit window had just opened for me when I was out there.
Oh, he's got 44 laps left, and he's already got 17. So no matter how you slice it, he is going to have to come in one more time. How many laps you guys getting on a tank?
45. I pitted just as my window opened. I had about a lap. That's why Miles pitted when he did. I only had about 3 or 4 laps left in the tank, and then my pit window opened to make it to the end. And I came down a lap after he did to try to get a little bit of a gap on him, and it worked. So I got 5 seconds over him, so I necessarily don't have to race him for the moment.
Well, how much saving are you going to have to do with that?
None at the moment.
There it is. You heard it from here first. The 73 of Sean Signor, he is gassed up and good to go to the end of the race. Watching intently now to see what's going to happen to Naiji Camargo, as he is not going to be able to make it, but the pit window is open. At any time that any driver pits from now, they will be able to make it to the end of this thing on fuel.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he can save 13 laps worth of fuel, 13 miles here. You can ride around in 6th gear or something like that, but I just don't know if it's going to save you that much. And I still gained 5 seconds on him, just on the pit stop cycle from when he pitted to where I came out. You know, when he first pitted, he was 10, 11 seconds ahead of me. Now he's only 5. So it's interesting to see where he lost that time, if anywhere. I didn't think I gained that much on him.
Well, you did.
Yeah, see, Big Al, you can still have a interesting strategy race, even with 3-4 cars out here left.
Hey, look, we're here for it. Going anywhere for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, if he has to pit again, then he's going to be kicking himself for not pitting underneath that yellow flag. I felt like that was an easy gimme right there.
Well, he is on pit road now. No, Sorry, the 86, Drew Brodarte is on pit road. We're still waiting to see when the 59 is going to come down. But I definitely agree. He is going to be kicking himself for that strategy.
Yeah, I'd say a rule of thumb to open wheel racing is to pit every yellow when you can. You know, it's not so much like a NASCAR race or anything like that where you might want to stay out or any sort of that nature. But when it comes to road racing, especially in roadside, you know, with these Indy cars and oval and open wheel cars, you just want to pit when you can.
Pit when you can. That's the strategy. You heard it here first. A lot of
You see it at Indy maybe. Yeah, at the 500, like an Indy 500, when caution comes out in that first half of the race, the pit road's the most dangerous place on the track because every car on the lead lap's pitting all at once.
This is really starting to come down. Just under 15 minutes remaining. Approximately 35 laps to go. Simon Fell. He's visiting pit road now. Yeah, that 59 car in the easy Camargo. He's the dude that we're watching. I don't think you guys can get another. Hey, Cobes. We'll try to get Cobes up here in the booth with us.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Cobes. Welcome up.
Hey.
Good to see you come up for air every once in a while. Hey, so this series, isn't this a no caution series generally?
No, I do believe they do have cautions.
Okay.
The cautions are not, they're not triggered by iRacing. They're triggered by an admin. So if the wreck's big enough and there's a need for a caution, I believe they will throw one out. And you know, I felt like that was a good call earlier with so many guys getting caught up with that. It was like easy caution to throw.
Oh yeah, it's really a no-brainer.
It's just more of a controlled caution in case, you know, there are little things that maybe cause one. Someone stopped on the track or something like that.
So, Kobe, how are things down under? It seems you guys, your winter is, or you're in spring now, right?
Yes, that's right. Footy season's over and it's now cricket season.
Cricket season. That's how you guys go. You go by cricket to footy. What do you do when it's not cricket or footy time?
Drink beer. No, they pretty much perfectly overlap each other, so there's no really in-between period.
That's awesome because our winter or our fall is just beginning.
Yeah, but you guys get snow games. We don't get those. Those are cool.
What is that?
Snow games.
Like the football plays in the snow.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's like a special thing about American football in a way, is that they play in bad weather. I've seen some football games in 3-4 inches of snow and, you know, pouring down rain and hailstorms, and it's pretty crazy how they even do that.
Yep, and we're all going to be playing football, usually in the front yard somewhere on Thanksgiving.
You know, one thing about that, Cobes, is that those games in the bad weather, I'm sure anybody who watches football would believe me, those games tend to suck. There's no passing. The ball is too hard to kick. You know, it's just run up the middle, 3 and outs the whole time.
Yeah. Hard to throw that cold ball.
Hard to kick it, too. I've heard of guys back in the day breaking their toes. The ball is so hard.
Jeez. Nope. Not fun.
Big Al, you old enough to remember barefoot kickers?
Yeah, absolutely. Dallas Cowboys used to have a barefoot kicker.
That's
He's
crazy.
the first one I remembered, yeah.
I'd be afraid that, like, Lawrence Taylor would eat my toes or something.
Well, also those were kickers. You understand what I'm saying? Like, those were not football players; they were kickers.
There's still nut jobs on special teams, though.
Well, but those kickers you weren't expecting to make a tackle. Like the dude that's barefoot, he is probably not going to run down the field and make that offside block.
When kickers do make tackles, though, it's a great thing to watch.
Oh yeah, they do now. A lot bigger kickers now.
I've seen kickers lay out punt returners and stuff like that.
I was going to say, especially the punters. That's a true story. Still waiting to see when Onaizi's going to come in. We got 10 minutes left, and my rule of thumb is 10 minutes or 20 laps. You have to pit before one of those two. What do you think?
Well, I'm not too sure about that, but I am sure he's probably not going to have to be able to make it. But if he is going to have to make a pit stop, he's going to be able to go about another 10 laps at the most.
Well, he needs to pit now, so that way we'll have more time to execute a strategy or to even see what the deficit's going to be. Yeah, right now he's
still closing in on him, though.
You're right behind him, so at least it seems like he's just going to stay there so he can tell you, hey, man, congratulations, good job.
Well, he might be also trying to save fuel. Riding around half throttle in 6th gear might just do the trick. I'm not too sure.
Save that much.
So one thing is for sure, I am closing in on him, maybe more than I would have been by myself usually.
Yeah, and I'm assuming at some point they had that conversation. So if he is metering fuel, he would know it by now. Yeah, it's not
Most
a situation.
definitely.
Yeah, you would have had to start saving a long time ago, and that would have had to have been your strategy to go all the way to the end. Now, and if that crew were able to do that, to stretch that out for an additional 10 laps, then that would be the story itself, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd be pretty damn surprised at that. And impressed. Be some Carl Edwards voodoo.
Carl Edwards voodoo. Watching intently because the only battle.
Oh, now he's just gonna go around.
Oh, not well.
I think he was coming in to make his pit stop actually. Hit the brakes or something, and the back end came around on him. Pretty good save out of him. But that is not going to help his pit stop delta.
No, it's not going to help it at all. And he leaves himself very little time to actually make that time up as well. Yeah, that was
he's going to have a steep hill to climb here when he comes out of the pits, and might be a little bit too steep unless I make a mistake. And he's also going to have to get around Miles. I believe he's going to lose track position to him, but he might catch Miles. He's only about 5 seconds behind him.
Yeah, but you're right behind him.
I feel like I'm in the same place I was a lap ago.
He's not going to catch you. Yeah, you were, but now you're just on different ends of that lap.
Yeah, long way to fall there for Niche. Feel bad for him.
And it really sucks for him because, he's still in this thing for the points. A win for him tonight would have been huge.
Yep, too bad I had to sign up, right?
Yeah, well, that's going to keep Watson off of the podium.
James actually gained a position from Simon and fell. So he went from 6th to 5th. And who knows, that might just be the deciding factor.
Yeah,
if Niche finishes where he is now, he's only going to finish 2 spots ahead of Watson with 80 more laps.
funny. That's why you stick around.
Most definitely, especially on such a big crash like that.
15 laps to go. And you know, not to keep beating up on Naezy, but that's why I'm saying you have to pit sooner than later, because if something like that does happen, you need to have time to recover from something like that.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, at the end of the day, the gap would have been the same. Still would have been a long climb for him. But just making that one extra pit stop that's a lot of time, you know.
Indeed.
But I would tend to agree he probably should have pitted when the window opened for him, just so he could see the hole he was in.
Yeah.
It gives you time to adjust and, you know, try to catch up. But right now, he is catching Miles for that second spot. He wants to be the second man on the podium, just in case something does happen to me here up front with my 2 minutes of damage. Anything can happen, you know?
Oh, yeah, indeed. But the one thing that I've noticed about Mr. Morse is, you know, you're going to catch him. Yes, you're going to catch him. Here's this thing is getting down into the wee laps here. It'll be 10 laps to go here, just a couple. But, you know, passing him, he has not been the most traditional victim.
He raced me very hard earlier, so, you know, we had a lot of fun racing together, but it seems like as soon as I dropped him, he really didn't have much speed at all.
But in that race was for nothing. I mean, at that point, you're just, who's gonna?
Yeah, imagine how hard it would be for second. I get it.
Yeah, and
here comes Nij now, though.
Happening.
Really caught him quickly over these last 3 or 4 laps, so be interesting to see how hard Miles does fight him once he gets back in his draft, as here comes Nij to the inside. Gotta make that pass look easy.
Yeah, he goes high and loses a ton of momentum.
Here comes that big run. He gets by going high. He's going to go back down to the bottom, and this is where it's going to get interesting. Oh, they make contact.
Oh, and he takes him out. What's that?
I spun out just because I tried to miss it, but I didn't hit nothing. And that's a meatball for the 59.
Of course. And the caution is out.
It might just end under caution here with only 3 minutes left. I gotta let the pace car by. That kind of worries me, though, that yellow, because that's going to put that 73 right on my bumper. Did not need that.
Yeah, well, what's the worst that could happen?
I think we just saw it. It turns 3 and 4 with him in the 59. That's the worst that can happen.
He raced him.
I get a meatball, he drives away.
Yeah, but he drove you that hard too, and like I said, you know, which is why I ultimately made the comment: catching him that's a totally different book than actually passing him. You know what I mean? You got to wait for the second movie, and we didn't have to wait for the second movie. We saw it happen.
Yeah, we saw it brewing too. You know, it's what I said. I said as soon as they were going down to turn 3, this is going to be interesting here. Just seeing, especially because that 73 hadn't run the bottom the whole time. He was running that completely different line up against the wall.
There was a lot going on there.
Oh, we're going to be going green this time, so it's going to be a straight out fight between me and the 73. James is going to be in the middle of it.
Ooh. Woohoo! Green flag's out. Signori's gone. Not wasting any time. Putting the hammer down. 4 laps to go. Got a pretty sizable gap over the second place car of Miles Morse. And it doesn't appear that he is going to let Miles close that gap. 2 cars left here on the lead lap tonight. That's the story of the night. I mean, I don't think we could tell any better of a story than 2 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting race, I must say. The fragility of this car really reared its ugly head tonight with that big crash earlier. The white flag is out just one more time around.
2 to go.
That's the last lap here. No.
Yep, last lap. White flag's out. Here comes the leader. That's it. That one is in the books.
Yeah, that's a tough race right there. Really wasn't too exciting after the first 20 laps, but at least we had a little bit of a strategy race going on. And feel bad for Nij. Nij really got the bad end of tonight, I'd say.
Yeah, you won. You won. Congratulations to you.
I think that might be the first time one of the co-commentators has gotten it done.
Well, James, this is usually good for a win in a microphone, but yeah, you definitely made it look effortless.
It wasn't too easy with this car being all over the place the whole time. Didn't really have the confidence coming into here, so I'm glad I ran pretty good at the beginning of this race when the other guys were out here. But very bummed to see how it ended for them.
But the official, Sean Signor, your winner. Miles Morse in second. Drew Bernardi third. 4th place shows Naizi Camargo. James Watson in 5th. 6th place Simon Fell. 7th place Victor Aldrich. Murray Pompiani is in 9th. I'm going to get it right, I promise. Mr. Brian DeBarge in 8th. Also J.W. Miller. And then Westshire, Michael Long, and Connor Menzies round out 12-car field. Let's take a real brief step away. We'll be back here with our post-race show.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
And we are back with our post-race show. I'm your host, Big Al. But standing by with our 3rd place finisher is going to be none other than John Signor.
Drew Bernardi, man, 3rd place tonight. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got a copy. You guys got a copy?
Yes, sir. Sound loud and clear. How you feeling after that endurance test right there? Were you when you saw that big wreck there and got through it earlier in the race? What were your thoughts racing through your mind? Did you feel like you might have had the opportunity of a lifetime here?
I definitely felt like I had the best opportunity to win a shock race that I've had in a long time. I saw Wes get sideways, and I was just hitting the brakes and hoping nobody would clean me out from behind. And then once we got back going, I got in the back of you shortly thereafter, and that damaged my front wing and pretty much put an end to the chance of winning. But stuck it out. Had a great car put together by Team Watson Racing, and tell you what, best setups that I've ever run, because I've never had speed like that in Milwaukee.
Yeah, your car definitely had some speed underneath it when you were up there in the pack racing me and Miles. Yeah, and I'm sorry for that little bit of an incident. I just got a little bit loose in front of you, and you were just so tucked up close behind me that you really didn't have anywhere to go. But nonetheless, you're able to bring it home in third place. How does this help your confidence moving into next week and moving forward in this Shock Series? Do you think you got, your head held high getting a podium here, and is this something you can build off of for future races?
Man, I hope so. I've had a rough couple seasons in Shock and some of the other things that I've been racing, so I'm hoping that I can just build off of this and use this to kind of launch myself into some better days and some better races.
Well, congratulations on your third place run tonight. Is there anybody else you'd like to give a shout out to in celebration of your podium finish?
I'll just give another shout out to Team Watson Racing, give a big shout out to Boomer Butt Box, as well as Pokey Dubs, my other sponsors. And thank you guys for putting this on. Big shout out to TNT Shock Series, because this has quickly become my favorite my favorite series to run.
Congratulations, man. We look forward to seeing you next week and hopefully back up on the podium sometime again this year.
Thank you, guys.
I'm going to send it back over to Big Al.
Hey, that was none other than Drew Bernardi, our second place finisher overall. That just leaves two, and then there were two. That's me and you, Sean. Sean, you came in here tonight, and you weren't even a part of this league. You just ran this thing for fun, but, man, how much fun was it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, especially early in the race in that pack of cars. And I made my first start in this series at one of the road courses at Knockhill about a month or back or so. And, that was a tough day. I came home with a top 5 finish, and, felt like I was really looking forward to racing these on an oval. And, tonight was kind of handed to me through strategy and through bad luck with other drivers. But definitely it was fun there earlier, racing with such a big pack and seeing everybody give guys, a lot of room, and just bad luck there with that car spinning almost in the worst place, and it just collected, most of the other field. And that's definitely, a little bit of a bummer when I say I won this race. I feel like I beat 3 cars, but, at the end of the day, you still have to keep all 4 corners of the car on it. And that's just another factor of racing is, the reliability of everything.
Well, appreciate you being so humble, but yeah, the bottom line is 12 cars started, you finished first. That means you're the winner. And it don't matter, because the last place guy can't tell his story because he finished last. All he can say is, hey, yeah, we suck. Congratulations, you didn't suck.
Hey, thanks. I usually do suck, so.
All right, so that's Sean Signoria I want to hear tonight. Sean, what are your thoughts here in closing?
Tough race for a lot of the series regulars tonight, but it is one thing we can take away from it are guys like Drew Bernardi, Miles Morse, getting a good finish out of it. And that's probably the one silver lining to what was one mess of a race. That is for sure.
Yep, that's it, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, joining us once again. As we did not disappoint, and unfortunately, we took all our cars out at one lap. Thanks, Kobe, down there in the booth for just making this whole thing look so easy for us. Thanks, Sean, for coming in here and calling this race with me. Thank all of the drivers and their families for actually allowing them to do this, sharing them with us. And you know what? Thank God. And we'll be back here next week, same place, same channel. Till then, Big Al out.